focused on the conflict between Israel and Palestine. In Croatia, we believe peace should be attained globally, so I request the UN Security Council to send a qualified representative and to give them valuable recommendations to resolve this conflict peacefully.
Sure, Marisha. Motions will be passed and the chair herself will come. Thank you. Delegate of Bulgaria, you may please come on to the dais and put your statement. But please take care of the time constraint, not more than 1 minute. Yes, sure, you may. Just a moment. Yes, Delegate of Sri Lanka. Yes, please. Thank you. Present or voting? Sri Lanka. Present. Okay. Is Australia back yet? No. Yes. Yes, you may continue.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity to let me express my words. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Honorable Chair and my fellow delegates. As we spoke from the last moderated caucus related to terrorism, I feel there was an important point missed by us, which is really important because there is a very root problem and we have forgotten the root solution. So the root solution is, before coming to the solution, the most powerful tool in this world is not weapons, as we know, it is our mind. So how we tune our mind is really important. It's how we tune our young minds are really important. So the root solution is education. If we educate our future generations properly in the most vulnerable areas, that's how we're going to foster a healthy growth. And we can curb such activities, radical activities. That's what I wanted to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate of Bulgaria. You may please be seated. The floor is now open. Yes, Delegate of Israel, please go ahead. You have been recognized.
Motion to extend the Q&A session by 5 minutes.
Those in support of the motion may please raise your placards. Those against it may please raise your placards. Observing overwhelming majority, Q&A session is now extended by 5 minutes. We will only accept 2 questions and answers for the same. Delegate of Guyana, you have been recognized, and Delegate of Iraq, you have been recognized. Only 2 questions, framed by vote. Go ahead.
Thank you for the conclusion, ma'am. My question is to Bangladesh, Delegate of Bangladesh. Despite of claims for zero tolerance policy of terrorism, the terrorist groups like ISIL and Jamaat-ul-Mujahideen Bangladesh are reported to have been well-educated young men in their 20s to stir political instability in the nation. What are Bangladesh attempts to combat with the problem to counter the terrorism in their nation?
Delegate of Bangladesh, do you need some time to the same? How much? Okay, so I would request Delegate of Iraq to please stand up and put forward your question.
Question is towards Pakistan, and it's the one I asked yesterday, which unfortunately went out of topic. So now that we are on the topic, I put forward my question. The ISIS, which is the biggest source of terrorism, does Pakistan recognize it as a terrorist group? Because in the past, their government officials have refused to do so.
I don't recognize the ISIS because it is start from the Al Qaeda. It has a series of reaction.
May I ask a counter?
Yes, you may.
But at the same time, many of your government officials and others have refused to do so. So what do you say about that?
Because they are they are in an alliance with the big daddy in the so-called superpower, Saudi Arabia.
Did it satisfy your question?
No, but it's fine.
It's fine. Okay. Delegate, yes. Thank you so much. Delegate of France, you have been recognized. Delegate of Bangladesh, please be ready to answer.
Madam Chair, thank you for the recognition. So my proposal is that, as we know, for now, there is no UK and US for permanent member seat. So I'd like to propose Germany and Israel for the permanent member seat with the mode of voting, if it's okay with everyone else.
It was mentioned on a prior note that it would be based on performance of each and every delegate. So those in motion of keeping it performance based may please raise your placards. So keeping in mind overwhelming majority, will definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you. And don't worry, Delegate of France, we'll be choosing 30 members for the same, not just 10. Okay.
To make it up for US.
Yes, Delegate of Saudi Arabia.
Madam Chair, other than I want to address the previous question that was asked by the delegate of Pakistan about the involvement of Saudi Arabia and Yemen, and also against the claims of Saudi financing terrorism.
Well, I would like to guide the forum. Is there any delegate who wants to not question the delegate of Pakistan? Because I have been noticing that a lot of questions are only to one delegate, that is delegate of Pakistan. So I would really appreciate if you have some other questions to any other delegate for the same Saudi Arabia. If you have to initiate any other question to any other delegate, you can do so.
Madam Chair, this was originally a response to the question being asked by the delegate of Pakistan.
Okay.
So if that is allowed, I would like to do so. Otherwise,
All right. In case you want to respond, then Pakistan, you have. When did you ask the question, delegate? I'm sorry.
before the lunch break.
Before the lunch break. Okay. So, delegate of Pakistan, may you respond, please?
It is at 1960s, USA, Saudi Arabia, and Pakistan were forced Soviet Union to push back in Afghanistan. Is it right? I think it came as late actor.
Secretary, you are directly in debate with Pakistan. You may please speak.
I have proofs.
I had asked permission to answer the question based on Saudi Arabia's involvement in Yemen. Do you still want an answer to that question?
Yes.
Okay.
Mainly the civilian government of Yemen.
I would like to answer by stating that the kingdom is deeply committed to diplomatic efforts to resolve conflicts. In the situation of Yemen, Saudi Arabia had led a military coalition against Houthi rebels in Yemen to restore the internationally recognized government and to stop the violence and instability caused by the rebels. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is committed to international norms and the rule of law, which is why we ensure that our counter-terrorism actions are in line with the United Nations conventions. We must avoid human rights violations while ensuring that extremists do not exploit our borders or
Delegate of Mozambique, you have been recognized.
Honorable Chair, this is the question to France. First, I would like to point out a statement. France has been involved in the Sahel region of Africa since 2013 to fight terrorism and other threats, but its relationship with the region has been strained by limited success, paternalistic practices, and Russia's growing presence. So the question goes hereby: why prioritize Sahel conflicts over southern Eastern African instability?
Madam Chair, I'd like to answer it by more of the chair. It's okay with everyone else.
Those in favor, please raise your placards. Of answering through chat. Noticing overwhelming majority, France can answer Mozambique via written note or chat. Yes, delegate of Afghanistan, you have been recognized.
On the previous statement made by delegate of Pakistan, I would like to understand how is it that US and Saudi Arabia was forced into an agreement with Pakistan, because initially US took Osama bin Laden from Saudi Arabia and sent him to Afghanistan, brought him to Afghanistan to cripple USSR's connection over there. So please explain how do you come to this justification of your understanding?
First, US uses intelligence by some refugee camp in Brooklyn, in New York. Then, for spreading. Then they trained in CIA camp in Virginia to destabilize Soviet government. In that, Osama bin Laden is there and other state members. Some is the refugee center is Al-Aqsa. Refugee center it is there in Brooklyn, New York State.
Do you have any documents that support your notion?
No.
So we cannot have it formally. Afghanistan, you will stop asking questions to delegate of Pakistan.
It was just control.
Okay, so he is unable to give you an answer, and even if he is giving, it's not based on facts, so we can't rely on it. Yes, delegate of India, you have been recognized.
Thank you. Well, I have a question to the delegate of Bangladesh. Well, before going to the question again, let me give you a brief story. Well, there's a group, Jamaat ul Mujahideen Bangladesh, JMD. It remains a potential threat not only within Bangladesh but also in the largest Southern Asian region. So this relates to the bomb blast occurred in Burdwan in the year 2014. However, the Burdwan blast exposed JMB's growing operational reach outside of Bangladesh, particularly into neighboring India. This incident also confirmed suspicions that JMB had formed cross-border connections with groups operating in India. My question to Bangladesh would be, given the increasing presence of terrorist groups like Jamaat ul Mujahideen Bangladesh, which is JMD, and their operations in border regions, how does Bangladesh proposes to strengthen bilateral and multilateral counter-terrorism cooperation to prevent cross-border terrorism from threatening regional stability?
Can I answer it to Chief?
Well, those in favor of Bangladesh answering through chat, please raise your placards. Those against it, please raise your placards. You can please give me the head count. Again, those in motion or in favor of Bangladesh answering through chat, please raise your placards. Bangladesh, you can also raise. 21. Okay. Those against it, may please raise. Okay, thank you. Yes, Delegate of Israel, you have been recognized. Also, Bangladesh, a delegate of Bangladesh, you are supposed to answer the previous question. Check. Okay.
My question is for the delegate of UAE. The presence of human rights in UAE is questionable. With such exploitative and stringent laws which do not help in enabling international peace and security, how liable is UAE to comment on affairs of Afghanistan?
Can you repeat that once?
The presence of human rights in UAE is questionable. With such exploitative and stringent laws which do not help in enabling international peace and security, how liable is UAE to comment on the affairs of Afghanistan?
I have a pretty nice answer to that, and I'd like to answer that question. I'll give you a detailed answer.
Can you please enlighten the Security Council also on that lovely answer? Really great.
I'd like to answer through Chick because I haven't gathered my thoughts.
So we will support on majority. Those who want him to answer through Chick may please raise your placards. Based on majority, you can take time, but please do give your say. Thank you. Now the floor is open for unmod sessions. Those in favor, please raise your placards. Great. Now, and to bring it in order, please again raise your placards. To bring the unmod session to order, please raise your placards, and this unmod session will be dedicated to the formation and passing of draft resolutions. Okay. Okay. Due to overwhelming majority, the unmod session is now in order. Does any delegate have any idea of passing a motion, or how much time would you require to pass the DRs or unmod session? Please raise your placards. Yes, delegate of India.
I would like to pass a motion for unmoderated caucus to draft a solution for a time period of 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Those in support of the motion, please raise your placards. Due to overwhelming majority, it's now in order, 45 minutes. In 45 minutes, we will reconvene the session. Just a gentle reminder, delegates, only 3 draft resolutions will be accepted. Thank you.
Delegates, please keep in mind the format and the procedure of the draft resolution, as even a minor error will...
I request all the delegates to please be quiet and hear out the Secretary General.
Yeah. Delegates, please ensure that your DRs are in procedure and maintain the format, as even a minor error will lead to rejection of your DR. So please ensure that every small little detail is present in your DR.
Also keep in mind that we have to have a time constraint for the same. So in case 45 minutes is way too much, we might make some amendments. So try doing it as soon as possible. Thank you, delegates. All the delegates, may I have your attention, please? Delegates. Yes, so now definitely it's an unmoderated caucus. All the delegates are preparing on draft resolutions. We expect your draft resolutions to be sent via mail. The mail ID is already in the group by sharp 3:20. If we receive your draft resolution at 3:21, it will be rejected. I hope this is clear. Yes, you may proceed. Yes, delegate of Germany, you have been recognized. Need a mic? Volunteers, please pass the mic to them.
Thank you, Madam President. The delegate and honorary secretariat, the delegation of Germany would like to propose, as United Nations Security Council being the main governing body of humanitarian efforts throughout the world, the delegation of Germany, not in alliance with any other country, only the sovereign delegation of Germany would like to propose that as one DR is supposed to be passed, a consensus be made so that the world peace and order could be stabilized and the entire committee here can come onto one draft resolution instead of making amendments at the last moment, because then we will be wasting half an hour extra on the amendment session. So that is my proposal, that the entire room, the 40 or 45 nations participating in this great committee can come up to one draft resolution instead of 5-6 multiple draft resolutions. This is the personal suggestion.
Delegate of Germany, I am trying to initiate all the delegates to come on a consensus to create one draft resolution together.
Yes, Madam Secretary, that is.
How many are in favor of this motion? You don't have a placard, just raise your hands. So this would be a great session in case all the nations come on to one draft resolution. It's going to be very successful. So yes, it's a very good initiative, Delegate of Germany. You all together have uplifted and held high the spirit of the United Nations. So I applaud for you all as the chair. Great initiative. You all will create one draft resolution. Thank you. So may I know the authors of this draft resolution? Delegate of Germany, since you have proposed this motion, a disclaimer, in the signatories list, we want each and every country's name. If the entire Security Council, like all the delegates of any one country is missed, the only draft resolution will be rejected.
Understood, Deputy Madam.
So please. Depends. There is one sponsor.
Yes, ma'am. The entire committee here will make sure that the sounding of each and every nation is heard.
Yes. So one sponsor.
Not only the secretaries, but not only the signatories, but also the.
Because of the high spirit of the whole delegation, I am altering the sponsors to be 5, co-sponsors to be 10, and authors to be 10. Signatories, of course, all are signatories. So good job, everyone. You may now create a draft resolution, but the sponsors have to make sure that all the countries' values are held up high. Thank you. Okay, as being repeated again, 5 sponsors, 10 co-sponsors, 10 authors. Since all the delegates are united, please make sure that the format is precise. We don't want the only draft resolution to be rejected. All the best.
And please make sure all the countries are heard equally, since we have only one draft resolution. Thank you.
Yeah. Excuse me, Chairman would like to ask about the preambulatory clauses and the implicit clauses on the DR. We would like to propose a lot because of the overwhelming majority of the committee.
That's wonderful, but you have to follow the clauses, which are very clearly
The clauses
mentioned.
will be way more than the necessary criteria. So we would request a permission on
But
that.
please do keep it very, very short and sweet, which is not more than 5 to 6 pages, max.
It won't exceed
5 to 6, that is at max. I'm keeping in consideration all the delegates. It should not be more than 5 pages. You have to think about the Security Council, please.
And also, Madam Secretary, Madam Chair, we would like us voting on the people who are disagreeing to the same. A small of 2 minutes vote to the people who are disagreeing on a one single draft resolution.
Okay. The countries who are against, the delegations who are against the motion of framing one single draft resolution, may please raise your placards. Or hands. 5. 6, but there is already an overwhelming majority. 8. 8. But still it is an overwhelming majority. So I think we can create. Yes.
Can someone please pass the mic to the delegation of Libya?
Yes, a delegate of Azerbaijan and Libya. Please go ahead.
As Deputy Secretary General mentioned that even if one country is not a signatory, the motion will be rejected. So in one way, who are opposing one single draft resolution, it is clearly stating that they won't be a signatory on one single draft resolution.
Signatories, it is never compulsory to have a signatory. There are only 9 plus signatories required to pass a resolution.
Exactly, and that was altered and said that each and every country present here needs to be a signatory, or else the draft will be rejected.
No, that cannot happen. It's against the rules of MUN. I'm sorry.
But this was already passed by
Passed by? My apologies for that.
Please, my sincere apologies for that.
No, this won't be agreed. You have to submit a written apology to the head table chair. Sorry, delegates, for any misguidance or misconception. Yes, delegate of Azerbaijan.
When the Germany is asking for only one draft resolution, I just want them to also ask directly, publicly, for authors, sponsors, and signatories.
Definitely. Please do come on a consensus all together. If you all can agree on one draft resolution, that would be something that no MUN has done yet. Okay, so it's not like a voting thing. If we can do it together, it's going to be good. But you have to respect each and every. There can be amendments. There can be amendments made to it. If somebody is not happy, if any delegation is unhappy with the GR, they can always ask the sponsors to amend it, and they will amend it and resubmit it again. Okay, so we can do that. So all the best to one and all. Yes, and there should be a majority voting for sponsors and co-sponsors just to maintain the decorum of the DRs.
The entire conference would request the secretariat in a good way that leniency be made on time constraint and also on clause constraint, because a lot of years in delegation.
The time cannot be extended because time is a constraint here. In case you all still feel that one DR is difficult to pass, which it is, then you can shift to 2. But I would personally suggest if we can make this happen, it's going to be really good.
We have the opportunity. You all have the opportunity to make something that has never been made.
So it is a wonderful thing. And that is what United Nations is for, working together. So it is going to definitely be a very good gesture as delegates.
True to the name of the organization. If we can form something like this, it would be amazing. Chair, I'd like to point out that there is no value of peace without the presence of enemies. So I propose that we have two different draft resolutions. The reason to create amendment is for that one. We have evidence for that. But in no way is Israel backing out from the war with Palestine.
Oh, I'm sorry. How are they making a step towards peace if they are not ready to back out?
Good. It is with accordance to, like I mentioned yesterday, it is with accordance to Article 51 of the UN Charter. It is in self-defense.
Yeah.
I don't think Libya, even you would tolerate terrorist organizations bombing your country, harming your civilians. I'm pretty sure you would not want to draft a resolution with them either.
I agree with the Article 51 of right to self-defense. I would not tolerate a terrorist organization harming my country, my civilians. And I guess Israel has done its job to reply on this matter, and it has already destroyed Hamas, its presidents, its heads, and Hezbollah that is in Lebanon. And in this case, mentioning of Hezbollah, the bombardment to eradicate Hezbollah has also led to mass destruction in Lebanon that has displaced civilians, not only in Lebanon, but the main conflict going on in Palestine, displacement of civilians. If you are willing in the ideology of peace and you are willing to maintain peace, let's think of civilians and in the meantime
provide humanitarian aid for the civilians, delegate. With all due respect, nothing is collateral damage. We are very sorry for all the civilians that were harmed, but it has to stop.
Distinguished delegate of Israel, because the majority has already voted for the notion of having one DR, you only have 8 members who are against it. Even if you want to create a separate DR, you won't have signatories for the same. So it automatically, it was already voted twice, not once, twice. Everybody, even if you want to vote now, you're again going to face the same thing for your happiness of the delegates. Maybe please again vote for the motion of having a single DR. Those in motion, please raise your placards. This is the third time and this is the highest time a Security Council has also done majority voting.
So, Madam Chair?
Yes. We have to always respect the majority. Correct? And it's on, yes, Bulgaria. Please go ahead.
This is a delegate of Bulgaria. I would like to give a word. The sole reason I'm in this MUN is to stand with peace and unity. So I would suggest the delegate of please work a solution with Palestine and look for ceasefire.
I would like to point out that we do support peace and Israel wants nothing but peace. But please, because I will also participate in the draft resolution and we are passing just one, I would like to ensure that there is a ceasefire between both the nations to ensure peace and stability in the region. The sponsors of the draft resolution have to keep under consideration this. If sponsors are ready to initiate this in the draft resolution, then you can be. Including Russia and Ukraine. Including Russia and Ukraine, definitely.
India, Pakistan,
Yes, Joe.
Delegates, I would like to put out a point. Yes, India and Pakistan did have conflicts in the past, but again, coming to the human nature, what is bygones are bygones. Pakistan. Class issues will be involved, but there's always second chance to be given.
Also,
You cooperate with us.
okay. Just to the
Just for your kind information, delegates, the time is ticking and you have to be ready. We will continue with the same afterwards. 10 to 5. 15.
this is to the delegation of Russian Federation. This is the delegation of Republic of Bulgaria. I heard that my country is currently dependent on energy from your country. So we would like to diversify our energy resources. So we're going to reflect the same thing on the draft resolution. Thank you.
All the honorable delegates, in the goodwill, I hope we all are in this trip together. So in the matter of goodwill, let us start right away. And for Israel and Palestine, if still amendments have to be made, they will come into consideration. It's not a problem at all. Every aspect of that your country represents will be put on that paper. Let us just not exceed and let us just not waste time. Let us all together pass one draft resolution and make history. Yeah? Let's
Delegates, may I have your attention, please? Keeping in mind that we've already had good discussions, we are increasing the time from 3:25 to 3:45. We need draft resolution with us by sharp 3:45. Please hold. Distinguished delegates, may we have your attention please? A small gesture by two other delegates. Something which is very unique in model United Nations is happening. Please go ahead, delegates.
Good afternoon to everyone from Russian Federation, of course. So today, I and Ukraine are joining our forces and not stopping our war. Clauses. Of course, Ukraine should not have arms around my border, and it also should let Crimea hold my military power, and also do not allow cooperation.
The Russian Federation and the Ukraine needs to sign because of this. It is not in United Nations, not in real. Real it is like, oh, ladai ho gayi. Let them fight.
Let this model United Nations inspire you to cause change in the real world.
I'm really happy to see delegates with very non-biased and a very, very humanitarian approach. You all are going to be great citizens and very potential leaders for the world to see. Thank you.
Attention delegates, since we are going to start the drafting of resolution, I request on behalf of the authors of the draft resolution, to send their own points via chat to reduce time and keep the order.
To the delegate of Sweden.
To delegation of Sweden on the front table. Please come forward and submit. I would repeat, please present your points via chat that you would like to be added in the resolution, and we'll make sure everyone is being heard and the diplomatic resolution is passed and we make the history.
Countries, you can submit it to me. I'll be here.
Delegates, internet will only be allowed to send the draft resolution via mail, okay? If we get to know that you're using internet while drafting your draft resolutions, again, straight away it will be rejected. It would be on the authors.
Delegate of Greece.
Delegates are not allowed to leave the room until and unless if it's an emergency, and if it's an emergency, please ask the permission of the chair.
It is the delegate's responsibility to deliver the chit to the delegate of Sweden so that your voice is heard. Alright? So please be part of this committee. Do not go out.
Delegates, please write your country's name and what you want in the chat. You can submit it to me. Don't forget to write your country's name.
It's amazing.
You
I request delegate of Germany to be present among the authors.
Delegates, please make sure that all the resolution which you are drafting are on the basis of what which we have discussed. So one of the proposals was cyber threats which was not actually talked about. So please make sure that your resolution aligns with the more proposals that we have discussed. Thank you.
Also, delegates, require your attention please. Authorship for AU is headed by which delegation? Like you, and Mozambique, where is Mozambique? So you guys are heading the AU authorship for the entire year, okay? You are basically representing some 120 countries.
Yes, we are aware of that.
Sponsor हम लोग decide करेंगे, author आप लोग बन गए. Just make sure you take everything before just because you're sitting in a corner, you're drafting it. You should also take even Palestine and सबसे एक बार consider करें. सीधा बना मत.
Delegate of Uganda, can I have you here once? Uganda.
Nothing I have a demand.
Guys, do we have a regional wise resolution? Like Middle East?
No, it's not regional.
For the welfare of all the delegates, GSLs will be continued. Those who have given you all the creative ideas and submitted latest by 3:45. The speakers who want to come forward and take on the dais are free to do so. I am ready to listen. Please come forward. But you will be allotted not more than 40 seconds because if there are a lot of speakers, then. I hope the delegations have started preparing the draft resolutions. It's almost time. Delegates, please attention here. The countries who haven't given the GSM, please raise their hand. Yeah. No. Yeah, gender speakers list.
Please come in the alphabetical order from A to Z.
Delegation of student, you mean the note, right?
Yes.
Acha, okay.
Slovenia, please take the stage. Delegates, please note the GSL will only be for 40 seconds. The GSL will only be for 40 seconds. Thank you.
Leaving of Austria, you may please get onto the dais and start your GSM. Sure, you know. Honorable Chair and esteemed delegates, I am, as a face of Austria, we stand for peacekeeping and recognizing the importance of partnerships and cooperations between the United Nations and other international organizations, in particular regional organizations. New agenda for peace should acknowledge the necessity of strengthening regional prevention strategies. Our common agenda of boosting partnerships, effective partnerships bring about increased efficiency and strengthen the United Nations in core. And Austria fully supports the focus of prevention and preparedness and recognizes the need in sustainable financing in this respect and including the peace building. And this area should feature prominently in the new agenda of peace. Thank you.
Myanmar? Can I have Myanmar here? मेरा वोटर अकाउंट भी सॉर्टेड है मेरा पोस्टिंग स्क्रिप्ट होता
Madam.
एक सेकेंड व्हाट इज द डाउट Be careful among yourselves, your decision that I want this, and I will adjust now just to be sure.
Volunteers, can I have one mic on the dais, please? I need the mic. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Honorable Chair. I delegate of Bangladesh. With a population of over 160 million, it is one of the most densely populated countries in the world. Bangladesh, as a committed member of the UNSC, remains steadfast in its dedication to promote global peace and security. Peace and security are the pillars upon which the United Nations was founded. Bangladesh firmly believes in the importance of diplomacy and multilateralism as the primary tools for maintaining peace and security. It is one of the largest contributors to UN peacekeeping force, especially to the Rohingya refugees. The country works for nuclear disarmament and builds refuge, showing a strong commitment to human rights. The country has also provided camps for the Rohingya refugees in the Cox's Bazar district. Bangladesh is a strong supporter of the United Nations peacekeeping forces. Bangladesh's role in the United Nations Security Council reflects its commitment to global peace and security.
Delegate of China, the floor is yours. Honorable Chair and esteemed delegates, as a representative of the People's Republic of China, I'm honored to address this esteemed body today. China remains steadfast in its commitment to multilateralism and cooperation as enshrined in the United Nations Charter to tackle pressing global challenges related to peace and security. Since year 2000, China has significantly expanded its role in UN peacemaking operations, evolving from minimal involvement to becoming the 10th largest contributor of personnel and the second largest financial supporter by 2021. As a permanent member of the UNSC, we firmly oppose unilateral sanctions imposed outside of the UNSC member. We view such measures as detrimental to international law and potential triggers for humanitarian crisis. China has actively participated in critical discussions in conflict, terrorism and security, demonstrating our commitment to fostering dialogue and resolving conflicts through diplomatic means. In conclusion, China looks forward to continuing our constructive participation in the UNSC, working collaboratively with all member states to promote stability and security across the globe. Together, let us strive for a future marked by peace, dialogue and mutual understanding. Thank you. Ecuador, the floor is yours.
Honorable Chair and distinguished delegates, Ecuador stands firm in its commitment to the United Nations Security Council's agenda for international peace and security. We believe that a sustainable peace is built on dialogue, cooperation, and respect for sovereignty. Ecuador advocates for multilateral approaches to conflict resolution, emphasizing the importance of inclusive dialogue among the stakeholders. We support the United Nations effort in peacekeeping and conflict prevention, recognizing the proactive measures are essential in addressing the root causes of the conflict. As a nation committed to human rights and social justice, Ecuador prioritizes human efforts and protection of its civilians, aligning with our dedication to uphold international law and human rights. Ecuador calls for enhanced global cooperation to tackle emerging threats, including climate change, terrorism, and narco-terrorism. We underline our collective security. Let us all unite in our efforts to foster safety, safer and more peaceful world.
Next speaker, Malta. Okay, sure.
Delegates, please, who haven't given the resolution, please submit it. I will be closing it in next 2 minutes. Sorry, we are on time constraint. We have 2 minutes. Thank you.
Your delegate, Malta, please continue.
Good evening, Chair, esteemed delegates. Malta serving as a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council for the 2023-2024 term, previously in 1983 and 1984, emphasizes peace, dialogue, and international cooperation. Despite being one of the smallest nations in the world, Malta is committed as a multilateral diplomacy, international law, and addressing critical global challenges such as conflict resolution, peacekeeping, and sustainable development. As a Mediterranean island, Malta prioritizes maritime security, tackling issues like piracy, illegal fishing, and human trafficking. It advocates for inclusive peace processes involving women, youth, and local communities, while emphasizing civilian protection in conflict zones and accountability for violation of international law.
Malta has condemned breaches of international law in Ukraine conflict, supported a two-state solution in the Israel-Palestine dispute, and backed UN peacekeeping in Africa while addressing climate-induced conflicts. Additionally, Malta champions gender equality through the Women, Peace and Security agenda, reinforcing its commitment to global peace and security. Thank you. Showing me. Yes, Honorable Chair, esteemed delegates and secretary, the delegation of Finland reaffirms its commitment to international peace and security. As global challenges like terrorism, cyber threats, and humanitarian crisis intensify, Finland underscores the importance of multilateral cooperation and dialogue. Finland advocates for modernizing UN peacekeeping with advanced technologies and improved training. As a leader in countering hybrid warfare, Finland urges the creation of a global framework to address disinformation and cyber attacks through resilience building and information sharing. On terrorism, Finland emphasizes prevention through education and cutting off financing. Additionally, Finland proposes a UN-led cybersecurity treaty to protect critical infrastructure and establish global norms. Finally, humanitarian aid is a priority. Finland calls for improved delivery systems and a dedicated UN fund to support vulnerable populations. Finland remains committed to fostering global collaboration to build a safer, more secure world. Thank you so much, Delegate of Finland. Delegate of Mexico, the dais is yours.
Honorable Chair and esteemed delegates, hola. The representative of Mexico is honored to address his esteemed body today. A nation firmly committed to international peace and security. Rooted in the principles of self-determination, non-intervention, and the peaceful resolution of disputes, Mexico actively contributes to the work of the United Nations Security Council in addressing global challenges. As a nation, we prioritize stability within our region, particularly in countries like Colombia, but advocating for dialogue and cooperation to reduce violence and foster long-term peace. Human rights remain a cornerstone of our approach, with a firm belief that all individuals should live free from fear and deprivation. In closing, Mexico reaffirms its dedication to fostering collaboration within the Security Council to advance peace, upholding human rights, and work towards a sustainable future justice.
You delegate of Mexico, delegate of Italy. The stage is yours. Honorable Chair and esteemed delegates. Sorry, I apologize. Honorable Chair and esteemed delegates, Italy, located in southern Europe, is renowned for its rich history, art and culture. In the context of international peace and security, Italy plays an active role and committed role on the global stage, advocating for multilateral diplomacy, conflict prevention and strengthening of international institutions like the United Nations. Italy is a strong supporter of United Nations Security Council efforts to address the conflicts, promoting peace building and uphold international law, particularly regarding human rights and humanitarian aid. Thank you. Thank you, Sure. The stage is yours. Yes, Sri Lanka, please come forward for GSL.
Honorable Chair, distinguished delegates, Sri Lanka has a mission deeply committed to the principles of United Nations, appreciates the opportunity to address the esteemed council. As a country that has experienced the devastation of conflict and the transformative power of of reconciliation. Sri Lanka understands the gravity of the matter under discussion. Sri Lanka calls upon this council to act with unity and impartiality, guided by the principle of justice and equity. Let us not lose sight of the shared responsibility we bear to protect humanity from the horror of conflict. Thank you.
Sri Lanka, we have next Delegate Bhavan.
Thank you, Chair. It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work on it. There are themes for the Security Council tomorrow. Parting for peace and global security reflects its commitment to comprehensive approach to global security. As a steadfast advocate on the global stage, Guyana affirms that even a small nation can contribute significantly to global security.
Thank you, Bhavan. Next speaker, Slovenia. Delegate of Slovenia. Yes. What I wrote?
Delegates, please pay attention. I am closing the collection of this. I won't be collecting any. Thank you. You are going to submit. You have 1 minute. Anyone know who is going to submit?
Yes, sir, you have 10 more minutes for your draft resolution. Gentle reminder, 10 minutes are remaining for the submission of draft resolution. Please mail it to the email ID given in the code. Yes, I request Delegate of Slovenia to please proceed.
Esteemed Chair, fellow delegates, I stand before you today to speak on behalf of Slovenia, a country deeply committed to the ideals of international peace and security. Slovenia, as a small but resilient nation, understands the critical importance of stability, diplomacy, and multilateral cooperation in achieving lasting peace. Slovenia firmly believes that a secure world is built on a foundation of respect for international law, human rights, and the sovereignty of nations. Slovenia supports resolving conflicts through dialogue and negotiation, which is adhering to the principles and values of the United Nations Charter. For us, peace is not only a political goal, but a fundamental value that drives progress, prosperity, and dignity for all people. We support the strengthening efforts of United Nations peacekeeping and emphasizing on conflict prevention, mediation, and post-conflict reconstruction. Slovenia's foreign policy aims to strengthen the European Union and ensure that NATO plays a global strategic role. As the member of the European Union and NATO, Slovenia continues to work with our allies to address emerging global threats. In conclusion, Slovenia remains unwavering in its dedications to fostering a peaceful, secure, and sustainable world for future generations. We call on all nations to unite in spirit of collaboration, solidarity, and mutual respect to ensure that peace prevails for all. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Delegate of Slovenia. Yolanda, you may please take over the dais.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Peace and security are aspirations where there are cornerstones upon species and progressive countries could rely. Good evening, Chair, and my dear fellow delegates. This is Akshay representing the Republic of Uganda. Uganda's journey towards peace has been challenging, but it's also inspiring how we shaped ourselves. The UN intervention in the famous case of Uganda, International Court of Justice 2006, marked a critical turning point in the northern part of Uganda. Although peace has slowly returned, the scars of violence remain an extensive process. Reconstruction are being implemented in time. Uganda has not only fought in battles but also protected, shared the global peacekeeping. We are proud to provide tools for the nations such as AMISOS in Somalia and other UN operations which stands as a testimony to our commitment towards international security. Yet, we recognize that security cannot be achieved solely in isolation. The roots of problems, we must address the roots of problems of security, such as extremism, illegal arms trading, and they must be addressed in collective action. In conclusion, Uganda calls upon this assembly to enhance cooperation, act decisively, and ensure the post-conflict resolution work takes on. Together, we could create a clear conduit within which peace and security can a transition not only just to be a privilege, but also to be a basic universal human right.
Next delegate to Korea, please stay. Stage. Second delegate. Yes, please go ahead, delegate.
Greetings, esteemed chair and delegates. Imagine a world where every child sleeps without fear, where borders are bridges, where differences are celebrated, not weaponized. This is not a distant dream. This is the reality we have the power to create. The Republic of Korea stands as a living proof that even from the ashes of war, peace can rise. But peace, dear delegates, is not just merely the absence of conflict. It is the presence of justice and opportunity. South Korea believes peace begins with understanding. It demands three essential elements: empathy, courage, and vision. Let us not be remembered as leaders who debated endlessly, but as visionaries who acted decisively. In the words of South Korean poet Kim, the path to tomorrow lies not in fear, but in the courage to embrace the dawn. Delegates, let us be the dawn together. Let's build a world where peace is not just a word, but reality. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Delegate to Japan. To the honorable chair. Yes. In today's conflict-ridden world, where thousands of lives are lost, millions of innocent civilians are caught in the crossfire of political wars. Promotion of international peace and security is something we can no longer ignore. As representatives of the world's greatest nation, we have the power to make informed, thoughtful decisions that promote a peaceful global order. Japan has always tried to foster global peace through diplomacy and peaceful negotiations rather than armed conflict. Having experienced the horrific consequences of nuclear warfare in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan fully understands the aftermath of war and plight of the displaced population, with innocent civilians caught in the crossfire of political agendas. Japan therefore remains committed to achieving international peace through peaceful multilateral cooperation and active diplomacy. Enshrined in Japan's constitution, war is only permitted in self-defense. Our dedication to peaceful solutions. We strongly emphasize focusing on prevention of war crimes as a cornerstone of our approach to international peace and security. It is important that the international community also focuses on delegates who have 5 more minutes that address root causes and prevent crises from erupting in the first place. Let us join hands to build a future rooted in peace, mutual respect, and global harmony. Thank you, Delegate Japan. Is there any other delegate who would like to come? Federation of Russia, please come forward.
Madam Speaker, I would like to interrupt the session next.
Yes.
All the delegates, may I have your attention please? All the delegates, we are finally drafting all the points and resolutions in our DR. So I would request if anybody has not represented their points, now is the time. We are going to submit it in 5 minutes. So I just hope everybody has submitted their papers to Sweden. Where is Sweden? Everyone gave, and people who are not choosing to give, you have to study it once, like just study it and sign it. So then you can approve it. So that's why, that's why. Every delegation in this room is represented, right? Everybody, right? And what about the Bangladesh? You're representing, right? Did you write it?
Delegate Russia, you may please proceed.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Please do submit it as soon as possible. Time is almost done. You have 2 more minutes. Delegates are requested to submit your DRs. You have 1 minute remaining. Please submit the DRs now. Not yet? Yes, Russia, please go forward. Sorry, I apologize, delegate.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Chair, Secretary General, and esteemed delegates. The Russian Federation is dedicated to tackling global issues within international peace and security agendas, respecting national sovereignty and advancing diplomacy are fundamental to lasting peace.
Sorry to interrupt you. You may again take a video. I just ask them to maintain silence so that you have a better video with you. Okay? Distinguished delegates, you are requested to please maintain the dignity of the forum. Those who are not connected to creation of draft resolution may please sit down and respect the delegate who is representing the speaker, who is the speaker and representing the country's opinions. Please. Please maintain silence. Thank you.
The Russian Federation is dedicated to tackling global issues with the international peace and security agenda. Respecting national sovereignty and advancing diplomacy are fundamental to lasting peace, according to our country. Russia stresses the value of regional collaboration in this endeavor in order to successfully combat international instability and alleviate humanitarian disasters. Russia recognizes the threat of cyber attacks, which jeopardize international peace and security in 2020 alone. Cyber attacks cost the global economy
Delegate, please maintain the decorum.
Russia has consistently bolstered its cyber security infrastructure, supporting initiatives under UN's group of governmental experts, GGP, to establish norms for cyberspace. We are looking for a global framework for secure, peaceful cyberspace in line with UN Resolution 7524. Our counterterrorism Russia has been involved in the multilateral cooperation, actively contributing to UN's counterterrorism implementation task force. In 2020, Russia led discussions in UN Security Council to strengthen measures against terrorist financing, seizing over $500 million in terrorist-linked assets. We call for continued global collaboration, emphasizing intelligence sharing and effective enforcement to dismantle terrorist networks. Furthermore, Russia's commitment to countering narcotics and terrorist funding remains unwavering. We have seized over 10 tons of narcotics annually and continue to disrupt illicit financial flows that fund terrorism. Russia stands ready to further assist global efforts, particularly under framework of financial action task force to enhance transparency and build stronger financial stakeholders. In line with Article 13 of Russian Constitution, ensuring security of all citizens and upholding international stability, we remain contributed to commit these crucial global endeavors.
Thank you so much, Delegate of Russia.
Madam Speaker, we would like to pass a motion to increase the time for 6 minutes.
6 minutes?
Yeah, 6 minutes.
We cannot increase more than 6 minutes. Okay, so it should be submitted within 5 minutes, 1 minute for it reaching to other stops. Okay, so 5 minutes. Yes, it has been increased to 5 minutes.
May I adjourn myself?
Yes, you may.
Please go ahead. Is there any other speaker left who has not yet spoken for GSLs? May please come forward. So are everyone done with the GSLs? Yes? Almost all the nations are done with the GSLs. Correct? If somebody has not yet done it, please come on the podium. You are delegate Austria. Please speak forward your statement, Austria. The floor is yours. Delegates, your draft resolution. Extended 5 minutes are also about to be over. Please submit your DRs right now. Honorable Chair and esteemed delegates, I would like to speak about counterterrorism which happened in my country, which is actually Austria is a member of FATF and its FAU. The Austrian Financial Intelligence Unit is the member of Egmont Group. There were no significant changes in 2022, but there was an attack which I would like to talk about which happened in 2020 in Australia, that is in the capital of Vienna. So in 2020, ISIS sympathizer in Vienna, investigators determined that terrorists carried out the attack alone by received encouragement from 4 ISIS sympathizers. He received support, including assistance obtaining ammunition and 3 others, and 6 suspected occurrences which were charged, and the train began in October and continued to the end of the year. Austria had some amendments and they did some amendments on the attack, in which the parliament passed a law in 2022 granting all Quranic courts the authority to impose tougher criminal penalties on those convicted twice for the terrorism offense. Of offenders who are convicted of terrorist offense serve a prison sentence of at least 12 months and were convicted, and second time it was sentence of at least 16 months. And we can see that Austria never supports the terrorism, and it remained neutral, and also will never encourage any other wars. And it will always remain neutral, and it will not support any wars or militarism. It will give the funds to the one who are the survivors and needs on the refugee camps, and also it will provide whatever the civilians need locally, and we are not only supporters for the Austrian people, we are also supporters for the global civilians and people. Thank you so much. Thank you for Austria.
Madam, is keeping the declaration for the DR a mandatory thing? Do you need a declaration on the DR? Madam, should we propose a declaration on the DR?
Yes. You have to propose a declaration for DR.
Oh.
It's a formality that you have to do.
And what about the subheading clauses like operative clause and preambulatory clause and introduction?
The time is almost up.
We are also done, they just asked.
So what we can do is, we will go and create a motion to make it easier for all of you, and based on the motion, can we declare the draft resolution passed or not passed, okay? So just submit the DR that has been created, make sure the clauses are followed.
Yes, Madam President.
And it's the responsibility of the authors to check whether one mandatory section is not harmful. Yeah, you cannot hamper the chronology of the DR, otherwise everything else is good.
Alright, Madam Secretary.
Thank you.
President.
Delegates, please submit your DR. Please, it's already time. We need to go forward with the valedictory ceremony too, and we have to sing the anthem of United Nations. So please submit your DR. Yes, you will. But make sure you're back within 5 minutes because we will be moving forward with the valedictory ceremony. We have to close the seminar hall, please. DR has to be submitted in 1 minute. After which I will not be accepting the DR. It's a plain motion. Wonderful. We have, yes, Patsy.
So you can come on to not an apology letter but a letter of alliance. Yes? Is it good? Good enough? Because he is representing the state of Palestine, not Hamas. But he's in any way not supporting Hamas. He himself is. Did you not recognize the statehood of Israel? Nice. Now you have to create an alliance based on these two concepts. No apologies. It's all right. Yes, you can create it. It's between you both. And you can submit it to the table. And you can just shake hands like Ukraine and Russia did. Come on! I as a chair raise a point of privilege for Palestine here. Basically, he is representing the state of Palestine. He himself is accepting the fact that his hands are tied and he can't do anything on the matter. He needs support as well. So I think you have covered the lines.
I completely support Palestine. Please address the gathering when you are sorry for whatever.
Why would state of Palestine and the innocent people of Palestine be responsible for what has happened? So can you both come on in lines? Can you recognize statehood of Israel?
Yes.
Yes?
I will. And I respect King David.
And I empathize with you, Israel, for the loss you have incurred because of the intrusion of Hamas. I empathize with you. Don't say apologize, I empathize with you. But you have to understand that I am a delegate of people of Palestine.
Then, Honorable Chair, I would like a statement by the delegate of Palestine that she empathizes on the life which has been taken with a peaceful government of Israel.
We were a part of the
And destroying our cultural heritage.
India can be everything for a country for your Mexico.
Delegate of Israel. Here is the delegate of Pakistan. What is wrong, delegates? You have to submit it. Please, we have to pass a motion also. You don't want certificate, you want to continue with debate? No. Wait, please, I'm enjoying it. Yes.
With the issues, we are failing to send the mail. So delegate.
In case there's no internet, please write down your draft resolutions. Okay, just kidding. You can go and please submit your DRs. We can't give you additional time. It's there. Okay, please show it. Okay, we can use that. Yes. Okay, you just show it to us. Okay, no problem. We'll check it here. All the delegates will now be seated, and Israel and Palestine. Can you imagine Russia and Ukraine just had an alliance? So you want to okay, Palestine. Okay. Well, okay, we'll continue with the 3 marks. It was a great debate. Yes.
Delegate of Germany.
Oh wow, that's wonderful. Delegates, please come forward.
I think it is very complex. What is in here?
my team. In Indian it is like, oh, it is like alliance, friends. Oh, congratulations for the second alliance.
With due respect, delegate of Pakistan chair, still sitting here, you have to take prior permission. And 1 minute. I can reject it right away. Where is the number? On the DR? You want me to fill it? Where are the authors? India, Israel, Croatia, Bulgaria, Germany, Saudi Arabia, Libya, Mozambique, Switzerland, Denmark. Please report to the table. You just left the bracket open for insert number. I call upon the authors right now. What is this? Delegates, your VR is... Okay, I'll just read it out. I want the sponsors to come on a motion of choosing one sponsor to represent the VR. Who is going to be the sponsor who is going to represent the VR? Please elect one delegate to represent the DR in front of Security Council. Please shout out the name of the delegate you want. Germany. Okay. Any other name suggestions? Anybody wants to name any other delegate? Okay. How many in support of Germany? Please raise your hands. Oh, that's wonderful. So what we can do is, you both can together sponsor the DS. Yes, you can please keep forward. Yes. So Libya and Germany, the dice is yours. You can share equally and explain the DR to the delegates as well as the Security Council. Insert number, what? See, the number can be anything. When we pass the resolution, you have to read out that number.
And that is why we left that blank for our knowledge that it is not appearance and for the vote to insert whatever number.
Okay. Then you're leaving it to the Security Council to insert the number. Everyone are in consensus with this? Okay. Good? DR as a sponsor. Okay. So, yes. Okay, we have a time constraint. So what we can do is you three can share the dice and please go forward and explain the DR quickly. All the delegates, distinguished delegates, please be seated. Please be seated. We are voting session happening after this. Thank you. Delegates, please maintain silence and decorum on the floor. The unmarked session is officially over. Please keep that in mind. Do you have a copy with you? Do you want the laptop? You want to use it? No? Okay. Okay, before the DR is passed, it's a matter of great pride that the 15 members have now been selected based on their performance. The best members who can vote apart from the P5. I want the P5 listed, please. Okay, so out of the Power 5, 2
are not here, that is the United States of America and the United Kingdom. So we have added like
three more we have added three more delegates from their performance. So let the chair read out the first two.
so China, the Russian Federation and France
Are already part of the
P5. Others are selected based on their performance. Yes. The names are Germany, Israel, Sweden, Libya, Guyana, Ecuador, Poland, Myanmar, Palestine, Malaysia, India, Mozambique. So, here are 15 members who can vote on the deal. Thank you.
Madam President, can I have the dais?
Yes, you may.
So, friends, delegates from all around the world, we are the United Nations Security Council right here. Thank you. So before we introduce our DR and read it out aloud, I just wanted to make a formal statement regarding any delegation which comes out to not finding their exact points in the DR. I would personally request you all to have a lighter view on that, because we have implied your points, not your exact words in the DR. So if any nation doesn't find like the words like ceasefire or some XYZ word, I would request the delegations to please cooperate on that. So we are gonna officially declare the
And I would like to mention the DR is drafted on the topics that we have discussed. And if you find any other point that was not discussed, the topic which was not discussed and it is related to that, so by default that point won't be mentioned. So I would like everyone who have mentioned points that were not related to the topic to understand. The Security Council, recalling its primary responsibility under the Charter of the United Nations to maintain international peace and security, acknowledging the devastating consequences of terrorism, narcotics trafficking, and organized crime, particularly their impact on vulnerable communities and fragile states, recognizing the need to address root causes of conflict, including poverty, inequality, lack of access to basic services, by promoting sustainable development, expressing concern over the nexus between terrorism and organized crime, while illicit activities such as narcotics, trafficking, fuel extremist ideologies and violence, commending the efforts of United Nations peacekeeping force UNPKF in stabilizing conflict-prone regions and emphasizing the need for strengthened mandates, resourcing and training, underscoring the role of international cooperation, intelligence sharing and financial transparency in combating security threats, reaffirming its resolution 1373 in 2001 and 2462 in 2019 and other relevant documents as essential frameworks for combating terrorism and its financing, emphasizing the need for enhanced humanitarian aid and rebuilding measures to ensure long-term peace and recovery in affected regions, determined to strengthen global solidarity and action in fostering peaceful, just and resilient communities.
Operative clauses retaliates the commitment to combating terrorism and organized crime through strengthened intelligence sharing mechanisms to disrupt terrorist activities, enhanced border security to prevent the movement of terrorist operatives, arms and illicit funds, national action plans on addressing narco-terrorism developed in collaboration with regional and international organizations. Second, enhances the mandate of UN peacekeeping forces, UNPKF, by expanding capacity building programs for conflict-prone nations, building strategies to combat narco-terrorism and asymmetric threats in peacekeeping missions, providing specialized training to address evolving threats. Third, establishes the UN Special Task Force on Narco-Terrorism, UN-STFNT2. Investigate and disrupt financial links between narcotics, trafficking and terrorism. Offer technical and operational support to member states in combating narco-terrorism. Submit annual reports to the Security Council to ensure transparency and accountability. Fourth, calls for comprehensive humanitarian aid efforts including immediate support of displaced populations and victims of terrorism and organized crime, investments in healthcare education, and livelihoods to empower affected communities, promoting dialogue and reconciliation initiatives to rebuild trust and social cohesion. Fifth, strengthens economic reconstruction efforts in post-conflict regions by encouraging public-private partnerships for sustainable development and job creation, ensuring transparent management of financial aid to prevent misuse, addressing the root cause of instability such as poverty and inequality. Sixth, urges member states to enhance counterterrorism financing measures by aligning national framework with Financial Action Task Force (FATF) recommendations, establishing mechanisms to monitor and disrupt illicit financial flows, supporting the development of robust anti-money laundering AML systems.
Calls upon member states to support community-based initiatives that engage youth and women in peace-building efforts. Promotes dialogue and education to counter radicalization, foster a culture of inclusion, trust, and mutual respect. Demands compliance with international law by all member states, ensuring counter-terrorism measures respect humanitarian principles and human rights. Requests the Secretary General to submit annual reports on progress in combating terrorism, narcotics, trafficking, and the delivery of humanitarian aid, and ensuring ongoing accountability for the same. Encourages nations to prioritize dignity and well-being during counter-terrorism operations, ensuring the protection of civilian lives and adherence to humanitarian laws. Recommends public awareness campaigns to educate communities about the danger of radicalization, narcotics, abuse, and extremism, fostering resilience and unity. Decides to remain actively seized on of the matter, adapting its strategies to address emerging threats and challenges effectively.
Okay. Thank you so much, delegates. You can be please seated. Thank you so much. The members are requested to please come forward. The 15 members who have been selected to vote on the resolution. Please get your placards. The floor is also open for delegates to please raise your placards if you are with the support of the DR and in motion of it. If there are any amendments on the floor, you can please put forward.
The 15 members are requested to bring their placards while coming forward.
So all observing overwhelming majority? Nobody has any amendments to make? Okay. Please be seated, members. Please be seated as soon as possible. We have time constraint.
Yeah. Sitting.
All the observations, you have been extremely professional. Extremely professional. Very good. Thank you so much for your points. The GR was amazing.
Who is coming? Okay. You can take it from here also if you want.
Be seated quickly. Delegates, please settle down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
5, 4, 4, 3, 3.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.45, 2, 0, 0, 0. Great. Great. China, present your vote yes, no, or abstain? Yes. Okay. Russian Federation, yes, no, or abstain?
Yes.
France, yes, no, or abstain?
Yes.
Germany, yes, no, or abstain?
Yes.
Israel, yes, no, or abstain?
Yes.
Sweden, yes, no, or abstain?
Yes.
Libya, yes, no, or abstain?
Yes.
Guyana, yes, no, or abstain?
Yes.
Ecuador, yes, no, or abstain?
Yes.
Poland, yes, no, or abstain?
Yes.
The draft resolution has been officially Thank you so much, delegates. And the session has been successfully commenced. Before closing the session, informally of the chair of the MUN, it has been an honor and treat to the eyes to see each and every delegate here. You have been extremely professional, and the things which usually don't happen in the United Nations has taken place, and I can never imagine that you are first timers. It's very difficult to believe. Trust me. We will be playing the United Nations anthem in a while. All the delegates are requested to please rise up after this plate. Till then, as the chair, I would like to address and ask you all, quite informally, also as your senior, how was the experience? How much did you learn from the Model United Nations? A lot? A lot? Anybody else? It was amazing. And how about the observer nations? How was your experience?
Oh, very nice.
Very nice? Okay. You got to learn a lot of things.
Got to know there's another very new concept.
Wow.
Very new country.
Were you all nervous? Yes? Yes? Well, we will take it in writing and guaranteed that I was more nervous than you were. My legs are literally shivering because I saw you all perform really well as a chair and as a judge. It has been very difficult to task for me to not call observer nations, 2-3 of them on the front. You all have done a great job. I've attended a lot of MUNs in my life, but this was a very, very productive one. So please applaud for yourselves. And the main target of this MUN session was to give you all an insight and make you all confident as individuals to lead the nation with pride. And I'm sure I'll see you all on greater pedestals in life. And you all observer nations too have to promise me that in next MUNs I want to see you on the list of members' best performers. Yes? Please applaud for yourselves. Great initiative. Where is the Secretary General?
Yes.
Can we officially play the anthem?
Yes, is the video playing? Okay, can we have 2 more minutes?
2 minutes?
Yeah, 2 more minutes until and just for us to play the video.
Okay.
If not, we'll just play.
Does someone want to share their experience? Is someone willing to? Yes, Mehman.
Good evening to everyone. First of all, me and my friend came here just with the knowledge of what's the country name and what's its capital. We just came. Yeah. But by sitting there and observing everyone talking about the country, we got the opportunity to learn many things. We, first of all, I didn't even know Myanmar is a country. But it was really a great experience to be a part of this and sitting over here, it was really nice. Thank you.
Well, I would like to, just 1 minute, Pastor. I would like to share my experience actually.
South Korea over there insisted me to come here. She told me you have to register. She registered for me, and then she told me like you are showing up tomorrow and you have to prepare. I was so not interested. And on the morning of MU1 when I started preparing, I woke up at 5 o'clock, 1 hour research, and I came here. I listened to everyone and I told myself, okay, I'll go out, research again and come back. So that was one of the things. I'm actually very thankful for South Korea for actually giving me this opportunity. Thank you very
Another minute if it doesn't happen.
So this will be officially my first time in taking part of a game. Last year I was a part of an MA that was organized by Sports Club only, but it was a scripted one. So we were just puppets saying our words and stuff. But this was the first time I was expecting to take India or Bhutan, a peaceful country. I wanted that. But again, I got to know that countries would be served on first come first basis, and then chicks were taken out, and I got Libya. And I was kind of sad. What's Libya? Where's Libya? What's the origin of Libya? And I did a research, and just a little bit of research, and I was like, yeah, it has oil reserves. So obviously, USA and Russia are eyeing for the oil reserves, and they are doing what they keep doing. However, a little more of research, and the first day, I saw that what is the importance of more deeper research thanks to the delegate of Germany, and I did a lot more research, and thanks to that I was more productive today, and I take this experience with me home, and even I'll be more productive in more coming engines that now I want to take part in.
Firstly, I did not even know that Brazil was a country. I just got to know after I got it. And about the experience, I literally did very less research, just to be very honest. But after completing yesterday's annual, while I was sleeping, even during sleeping, I was imagining the debate we had. And it was really great to learn about the things, and research really made me speak at least something and not embarrass myself. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So I did choose this country because I'm a fanatic of football, and Croatia is really, really good in football. So I did start my research by watching football games of Croatia. So and Croatia is a beautiful country. Everyone needs to research about it. It's a really underrated country with such a global recognition, but we don't get. It's a really good country, and you need to look about it. Thank you.
Wonderful. Because the anthem is ready, we can now rise up, and I would love to hear you all out, but because of the constraint of time, you will just stand for the anthem. Is it ready yet?
Yeah.
Okay. General to please close the session so that we can move on to the valedictory ceremony.
Yeah.
Honorable Chair, esteemed delegates, and esteemed guests, it has been an honor to serve as a Secretary General during this session of the United Nations Security Council. Over the past days, we have engaged in spirited debates, demonstrated exceptional diplomacy, and most importantly, collaborated towards advancing the cause of international peace and security. As we conclude this session of the United Nations Security Council, I stand before you with immense pride and gratitude. What we have achieved together over these past days is not simply a series of debates and resolutions. It is a statement to our shared vision for a world where peace, security, and empathy prevail. In concepts, but a direct reflection of our collective uplift those who need us most. In our discussions, we have heard the voices of the vulnerable, the displaced, the suffering. It is the empathy in our hearts, the understanding of their pain that has driven us to forge solutions, create resolutions, and build alliances. Empathy is not a weakness, it is our greatest strength in the fight for a better world. The resolution we pass today is not the end, but the beginning of an ongoing commitment to remain vigilant, to keep our humanity at the forefront of everything we do. The real work begins when we leave this room and bring the spirit of cooperation and compassion into the real world, where peace is not a mere idea, but a lived reality for every human being, regardless of borders, race, or religion. Let us carry with us the belief that peace is not something we wait for. It is something we must actively create through dialogue, through action, and above all, through empathy. Let us not forget that true peace is not just the absence of conflict, but the presence of understanding, respect, and a willingness to act with compassion in the face of adversity. I am deeply proud of the work we have done here together. But let this be the spark for all of us to continue to work towards a world where peace is not just discussed, but achieved. Where security is not a privilege, but a right for all. Thank you for your tireless work, your commitment to diplomacy, and your unwavering dedication to a future of hope, not just for today, but for generations to come. Thank you. This session is officially concluded.
Honorable Chair, would you like to wait for the faculty members or should we continue?
Yes, delegates for the motion to wait for the faculty members, please raise your placards. Delegates against this motion, please raise your placards. Okay, we need a head count. We'll vote again. Delegates for the motion, please raise your placards. Delegates against the motion. Okay, by overwhelming majority, let's continue. Oh, the faculty is here.
fast. Okay. Good evening, all delegates. Oh, wait. The conference is over. My dear friends, I, Ankana Kedwal, the Vice President of Search Club, is back as your host. Before we proceed, I call Miss Ishita Lanka to please address the gathering.